at what our biggest existential threat is, it's probably that. We are summoning the demon.
Elon Musk, Tesla CEO and billionaire tech genius, has dedicated his life and resources to championing scientific breakthroughs. He has shown interest in acquiring one of the most critical technologies in science today, the Hadron Particle Collider. The Hadron Particle Collider is one of science's most significant achievements, with its crowning glory being the recreation of a smaller-scale Big Bang. The Hadron Particle Collider is the first invention in the world to achieve this feat. So many other notable achievements are ascribed to the Particle Collider, aside from the Big Bang feat. Its capabilities are why it got a spot on our favorite tech genius list of interesting new things to acquire. Why would Elon Musk, who can afford to build anything he wants, wish to acquire this particular? The Higgs field is one of the fields in particle physics theory. In the Standard Model, the Higgs particle is a massive scalar boson with 0 spins, a positive parity, and no color charge that couples to interact with mass. It is also highly unstable and decays into other particles immediately upon generation. 10 years after this Higgs boson particle was revealed, effort is still being put into uncovering the mysteries in our known world. The European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, located in Geneva, set off an experiment that tried to simulate the Big Bang. This experiment was an attempt to understand our universe and particle physics better. The experiment occurred inside the world's most powerful particle accelerator, which belongs to CERN. Inside this accelerator, 2 beams of particles were made to travel close to the speed of light with high energies before colliding. This experiment aimed to mimic what could happen. This outcome soothed the fears of many individuals who had assumed that this kind of experiment would spell the eventual doom of humanity, and Earth would be no more. The fear was valid because the experiment would result in the creation of a black hole. A black hole formed but collapsed before it could grow and cause any real damage. These were all exciting moments in the history of modern science. Now, it has happened that another discovery of such magnitude has taken place once more. The scientific community was thrown into a frenzy when a large Hadron Collider made an astonishing discovery. The scientific community was glad to see the Hadron Collider, one of the world's most advanced energy particle colliders, come back into operation after some years of being out of service. The collider had to be put out of operation because there were several adjustments to be made to it. The Hadron Collider pioneered the discoveries. As mentioned earlier, this accelerator causes particles to collide and produce debris by sending particle beams almost as fast as the speed of light. These collision experiments may sometimes create small black holes, which some scientists believe could spell disaster someday. However, this has never been the case because all experiments are conducted in highly controlled environments, and the likelihood of out-of-hand accidents is relatively low. The world of science cannot, in good faith, do away with the Hadron Collider because it has been instrumental in helping scientists understand and test many theoretical predictions, especially those relating to the Standard Model. While the Standard Model can explain nearly all the particles physics discovers, it cannot adequately explain the nature of dark matter and energy. Dark matter and dark energy are 2 phenomena that Elon Musk, Tesla CEO, has been interested in for quite some time now, ever since together. Some of the most popular hadrons are protons, baryons, and neutrons. Some other examples of hadrons include the less popular mesons, which include the pion and kaon. The pion and kaon were first discovered during cosmic ray experiments in the late 40s and early 50s. Particle colliders are generally extremely difficult to construct and expensive to build. Getting a particle accelerator that is the standard of CERN's would take years to construct. The CERN particle accelerator costs a whopping $10 billion and a pretty penny to keep in peak working conditions. However, the numerous discoveries made by CERN's Hadron Particle Collider have absolved it of any grudges one might bear for taking such a massive chunk of expenditure. Elon Musk must have agreed with this because he came out to make a public declaration about his interest in acquiring the machine in a tweet. The meme Elon tweeted depicted a rising devil, and in the caption, Musk wrote, "Please let..." He has been known to go to extreme lengths to get something he wants, down to purchasing entire corporations. However, this may be one thing that Elon may be unable to buy his way out of, at least not this time. CERN comprises 23 member states. Asking to buy any property is like asking to buy for a country. Elon may just have to sit this one out. In 2012, the discovery of the Higgs boson by the Hadron Particle Collider was one of the most impressive discoveries made by phenomenal equipment. The Higgs boson, also called the God particles discovery, is significant because it is the last prediction from the standard model that had not yet been proven. While the world was still reeling from the irrefutable proof of the Higgs boson, some scientists have made another shocking discovery. This discovery claims that evidence of X particles in the quark-gluon plasma was produced in the Large Hadron Collider in January of 2022. One of the Large Hadron Collider's data analyses showed patterns of activity that revealed a different particle from those of the standard model. To the shock and amazement of the scientists involved in the experiment, the particles found were neutrinos. These neutrinos are also referred to as ghost particles. These ghost particles are tough to catch because they behave like ghosts. Neutrinos or ghost particles pass through the Earth by the thousands, but they are hard to detect because they do not interact with other particles. Hundreds of neutrinos pass through a person on average daily, but they do so unobtrusively due to the lack of reaction. This statement is not to say those neutrinos cannot react. It is just that their level of reaction is significantly lower than other particles, some of which are highly volatile. If you were wondering why physicists are so geared up over discovering these almost unreactive particles, it is because these have interaction with strong nuclear forces which hold atomic nuclei together. These ghost particles have no problems with having a bit of interaction with weaker nuclear forces. It is these interactions that regulate radioactive decay. Neutrinos are highly elusive. The last time any neutrino was formed in a particle collision simulation was after the simulated Big Bang, but they only lasted for a fraction of a second. With the new improvements made to the Large Hadron Collider, the many neutrinos that occur during particle collision can be recorded, even though they appear for a few milliseconds. There are thousands upon thousands of neutrinos that form in the nuclei of stars, atomic reactors, particle accelerators, and also during supernovas and radioactive decays. With this information, it has been deduced that neutrinos outnumber protons by at least 1 billion to 1. The difficulty in analyzing these neutrinos stems from the fact that these particles are neutral to several thousand compounds that make up our world. This neutrality allows these ghost solar winds, which ran through the hole and created something that looked like it was straight out of a sci-fi movie. It caused quite a stir amongst scientists and geophysicists, many of whom set out to find the cause of the strange phenomenon. It was later discovered that the crack was caused by an occurrence known as a co-rotating interaction region that came from the sun. Individuals who keep up with the trends in the world of science have expressed concerns about this incident. Some superfans of the popular TV show Stranger Things even suggested that Vecna, one of the monsters from the show, had maybe managed to wiggle its way into the Earth through the geostorm. But this was nothing but wishful thinking from a devoted fan looking to stir some trouble and score points on social media for clout. The geomagnetic storm sparked by this break in the Earth's magnetic field produced one of the most stunning auroras, formerly as the heliosphere, contains the solar magnetic field as well as solar winds, which are known as coronal mass ejections. The co-rotating interaction areas are propelled away from the sun and move steadily towards the Earth. These may contain shock waves that, when combined with compressed magnetic fields, produce turbulent space weather. This bizarre storm often displays itself as the aurora borealis. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration experts, this specific space storm struck the Earth's magnetic field during the early hours of July 7th and generated a persistent G1 class geomagnetic storm. Experts, however, have assuaged many individuals' doubts and worries concerning this geostorm, stating that it is not a cause for alarm, as cracks in the Earth's magnetic fields acts as a shield to protect the Earth from whatever harmful solar emissions the sun hurled at the Earth.